You're never going to get everything that you desire in your life without putting in the work. I'm going to say that a lot and all the time because only my work, my labor, my truth, and my efforts can show you guys exactly what I mean by it. That's the only way I can truly prove to you guys that it is possible just by putting in the work. There's no simple cheat code. There's no thing that I know that you don't know because I'm in sales. A lot of you guys probably see all these sales videos or heard about the sales space or any of these popular guys that are in sales. And like, that's how I started. I've seen these guys and I'm like, okay, they put in the work. They show up for themselves every single day. Seems pretty simple, pretty easy. And that's really all it came down to, man, is really just putting in the work, man. But more importantly, you need to put in the work with yourself. I've been in the online business space and I've been interested in the online business space for 3.5 years. About 3.5 years, truthfully. 3.5 years ago is when, I started to get those videos on my For You page of Andrew Tate, David Goggins, this rich lifestyle with the yachts, the penthouses, the luxury lifestyle, living in Dubai, Lamborghinis, Porsches, whatever. 3.5 years ago, that started for me. And, ever since I saw that, I was like, wow, okay, this is new. I've never really, thought about the other side of the world that's out there. 99% of the world is in poverty or middle class or living in a shit life. And when I saw that 3 years ago, I'm like, okay, whoa. There's a whole nother reality out there, right? There's a whole nother reality. There's a whole nother way of going about things, living, just living in general, man. And it's like, wow, okay, so people actually have these things, And 3 years ago, I was about 16 years old, so that's when I got into the online business space, and I started to read books and stuff because I thought like it all started with your mindset. That's what I thought. I'm 19 years old now. I turn 20 next month, and I'm telling you right now, it's still all about the goddamn mindset, bro. Because my mind was set. Understand? One word, two different phrases that I personally made up. I'm pretty sure someone else made it up, but I'm making it up now. My mind was set on a new reality. My mind was set on a new version of myself. My mind was set on greater beliefs. And I knew for a fact I had to put my mind set to something greater than myself. At 16 years old, I realized that. At 16 years old, I'm like, okay, these guys don't just magically appear with this stuff. How do they do it? And the first thing that started for me personally was having a routine. I was never really amazing with routines. I was never consistent with the routines. Like it started off with the 5 a.m. wake up, cold shower, meditate, read, like stuff like that, bro. But I mean, to be honest, when I started picking up those habits, bro, they just kind of implemented in my day to day life. I would say the number one habit that has stuck with me ever since, and I never like stopped doing it every single day, was my hygiene routine. I always want to keep up with it. I will continue to always keep up with it. But I literally, like when I take showers, for example, I use hot, then I use cold. I have 3 different body washes. I use face wash and all that. I have a big oral routine. That's why my teeth are always white or whatever. Maybe just because I keep up with my hygiene, bro. But that's what it started with, just routine, just living good habits for yourself. And then I started reading books as well. One of the first books that I read and completed was Atomic Habits. And that book like literally showed me that when you structure your day around, habits internally and externally, which means like in business and in your personal life, then it's just going to define you as a person, improve your mindset and stuff like that. So for me, it started off with habits. The 5 a.m., the cold shower, blah, 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 all that. That's what started for me because I'm like, okay, this is what these rich people do every single day. So then I had to imagine myself as the rich version of myself. So if I'm gonna be the rich version of myself, my rich version of myself has to start doing these habits, start doing these things. Because I'm pretty sure when I was 16 years old, played the game all day, went to bed, jacked off, and went to sleep. Like that's just kind of how it went. And I mean, yeah, bro, it's like it just started off with picking up better habits for myself, especially at a young age, being in high school and stuff like that. And then also, I just began to separate myself from the crowd because very young, I started to become more vigilant of what society was like, the reality in society that I was living in. So, like in high school, you guys are influenced by friends, people, music, like every single little minute input that can go into your head every single day while you're at school and while you're young as a teenager or whatever, those things will carry on. And I'm like, I have to detach myself from all of this bullshit if I want to become this guy, if I want to live this Andrew Tate lifestyle. I'm pretty sure a lot of us guys started off with Andrew Tate, to be completely honest. I just want to say that straight up. But yeah, for me at least, that's kind of how it started. But yeah, all of these little things, all of these little traits, all these little habits with routines and the inputs. Because I started reading books, I started listening to like different music. I started to wear different clothes, like the old money life, like the old money style. I used to be a dreadhead wearing Nike Techs and all this stuff. I used to be one of those kids. But I started wearing like watches, the old money shit. Like right here, I got a quarter zip on right now. Like this is my style because I want to feel how I'm going to be in the future. Like this is real. I still, pick up these same habits 3 years later, and that's what is making it so much easier for me, bro. But the hardest part, truthfully, was changing my mindset. It wasn't making money. It wasn't putting myself in a better financial position. It was truly changing the way that my mind was, bro. And like again, mindset, whatever, it's cliche. Maybe only one person would fully watch this video now or in the future. Probably not. It's okay, but I'm just saying, bro, it has to start with your mindset because that changed everything for me, bro. And also like it was sports for me as well. Throughout all the high school, all 4 years, I wanted to become a basketball player. I tried out maybe 3 times during all my high school years, and then I never made the team. I never made the team. I always trained, I always practiced by myself. I couldn't afford a coach or training or nothing, but I wouldn't say I was disciplined enough to get better and like really good at basketball, but I was training. I was putting in the work, I was putting in the reps, but I just I can never unlock that perfect thing. And I was like, okay, maybe it wasn't meant for me. And it wasn't. And that's okay. Maybe in another life. But just trying and trying and trying and trying and keep on losing just to, find a failure in something. That also helped my mindset a lot, bro. And even in track as well. I ended up becoming a little bit successful in track, not as much as I wanted to, because I started track pretty late in high school. But again, that wasn't the path for me. I knew college was never the path for me. I always felt it was a scam. It's just not my lifestyle. I'm not gonna go for that. Neither was the military. So at the end of the day, I always knew. At the end of the season of high school, me turning and transitioning into a young adult, it was business, entrepreneurship, and just being this high valued version of myself. And like honestly, guys, like you can try many things. And if you're a high schooler watching this, bro, if you know for a damn fact you're not gonna play the sport you're playing in college, just don't do it, bro. I know a lot of people would be like, "Oh, yeah, it's high school, have fun, whatever, bro." I wish 3 years ago when I had this mindset, my mindset was even stronger. Like the magnetic force of my mindset being like magnetic to my future self was even stronger. I wish I took myself a little bit more serious, but I did not. And if I took myself a little bit more serious, I would be like, I don't know, I'd definitely be better than what I am now. But I'm not, but I'm okay with that. It's fine. But you just have to really kind of push yourself to be, this higher version of yourself. And that it took me 3 years to do that, truthfully, bro. I don't know why it took me so long. And honestly, I do know why it took me so long. It's because of excuses, distractions, bullshit, whatever. Um, but now I'm coming to that age. It's like, okay, my life is getting a little more serious. Do I take action or do I fuck off with my lifestyle? And I'm like, okay, fuck that. I need to take action. I need to take action. I need to take my life serious. I need to take online business serious. And, that's what I'm doing right now. But I want you to also take credibility from this video, and I want you to genuinely try to understand what I'm saying. But it all starts with your mindset and detaching yourself from everything else that's happened in your past, in your life. Something I made up: forgiveness is the best revenge. If you want revenge on yourself, on your past self, whatever the hell it is, forgive yourself, bro. You need to forgive yourself. You need to forgive others. And most importantly, I'm going to go into it in another video, probably my next video. You need to be extremely grateful. Extremely grateful. I'm happy where I'm at in life. I'm happy where I'm going in life. And I feel happy every single day because I'm grateful for every small thing that I have, you know? And I know God's going to reward me with more as long as I'm grateful for what He's already given me on my plate, you know? I'm gonna go into that in another video, but again, I don't know. I personally like making long videos of me kind of, I guess, talking about things. I know my knowledge is just gonna expand more and more, so I'm gonna keep making videos like this. But it's just like when I watch other people make videos like this, like when I'm on a walk or something and I'm watching a podcast, it would be videos that are exactly like this. And sometimes I even listen to my own self talk, and I'm like, damn, bro, I am better, I'm smarter, and I have more potential than I think I do. But the only thing that would separate myself from myself is me putting in more work. And I want you to think about that too. So I promise you, bro, whenever you have time, if you're meditating, if you're walking, if you're in the gym, I would love it and appreciate it if you watch my videos. If you don't, that's fine. Um, it doesn't matter who you watch. I just feel like you should watch, videos like this of guys genuinely giving you true advice and like letting you sink it all in. Because when I sink it in and I watch these videos, every now and then I go on a walk, and when I do go on a walk, I listen to videos like this. For example, I love listening to Smith Reese. That's like one of my favorite guys. He's the one that mostly got me started in the online business space, like if with drop shipping, ecom, whatever. That's what I started off with. And then yeah, actually I lied. Start off with Andrew Tate, The Real World. I'm pretty sure we all did. But anyways, go on the walk, listen to this, listen to podcasts, and I'll be making more of these in the future for sure. But I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I hope to make them even longer, closer to the future, but I'm a busy man. Gotta work, gotta grind, but I love making these videos for you guys or whoever watches this, even if it's just me watching myself, just me listening to myself, man. I'm proud of myself. I want to give myself that. I'm proud of myself. I feel like I'm going in the right direction in life, and I don't regret anything. But I love you guys. Be grateful. Put God in your life. Have a good day. Let's get it.